breaking overnight, tragedy in southwest Houston.
Neighbors jump into action to try and rescue a man from a burning apartment, but it wasn't enough. I'm live from the scene with how the story unfolded.
Found alive, a missing girl rescued months after her parents were murdered and she disappeared.
Should Texas pitch in to build the border wall?
The future of the country rests on what we do to protect this border.
We're getting your take.
Happy Friday. So rain is expected to move in the forecast when that will impact you.
Holiday season sales fall short.
So what's behind the slump and what does it mean for you? We're connecting the dots.
What would Houston be without the Be Someone sign?
KHOU has the push to protect it in TGI Houston.
Live from the KHOU 11 studios, H-Town Rush starts right now.
And first at 6 this morning, it's an NFL playoff weekend. The games get started tomorrow, and with the Texans unfortunately done for the year, we're asking this morning, which team are you rooting for now?
Nathan says, who dat? He's going for the Saints.
Yeah.
Tweet us your picks with the hashtag H-Town Rush.
I like Drew Brees. He's an easy guy to root for.
He is.
So I'm rooting for the Saints too this year. You guys?
Very nice.
I'm just indifferent. I'm just hoping for a good game and a nice halftime show and some good food.
I didn't really grow up with a good team, so now since I've been cheering for the Texans, I don't even know, but I'll cheer for whoever.
You're rooting for the commercials.
I'm rooting for the
good commercials.
and the halftime show.
Yes.
You guys are going all the way to the Super Bowl already. You guys are talking about the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we're
Right,
jumping.
that's right.
We're jumping.
We have the playoffs.
We're just
Oh, that's right.
advancing. Let's get there.
I get it. It's on Channel 11 this year. We're okay with that.
Yeah, we'll
Talk a
take
lot
that.
about it. What's going on outside this morning?
You know what? A lot of people are going to be talking about this today. A beautiful Friday forecast is shaping up. So I want to give you some good news. Off the get this morning, 30s and 40s, 39 in Conroe, 50 degrees in Katy, 44 downtown Houston. You still want to grab the jacket this morning, but throughout the day, we warm up nicely. Lots of sunshine for the first portion of the day. High temperatures in the mid 60s this afternoon. Notice dry conditions throughout the day. Rain not expected to move in until your overnight hours. So what I'm tracking for you, beautiful Friday, 60s this afternoon. Rain after 10 p.m. this evening through about 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. And then a really nice, cool Saturday afternoon. We'll show you that forecast stuff coming up next.
All right, Cheetah, sounds good. It's been really quiet up until this point, and now we have a 4-car crash. Sounds like it was pretty high impact here on your northbound lanes of the Southwest Freeway. So this is right by Upper Kirby, Buffalo Speedway. All of the lanes are blocked except one. You're just scooting by here. So definitely you want to take an alternate route. Bissonnette Street, you've got Richmond Avenue there, or of course stay on the frontage road. But that just happened a couple of minutes ago, and the tow just now showed up on scene. We don't have any accidents anywhere else, but I'll let you know if that changes. Russ and Lisa.
Okay, Steph, thank you.
It is 2 minutes after breaking overnight. A man trapped inside of his burning home.
Firefighters tried to rescue him, but it was too late. Our Janelle Ford is live in Southwest Houston with what happened. Janelle.
Well, Russ and Lisa, we spent the morning speaking with neighbors here at the Glen Willow Apartments. They say that that man who died was deaf, and he likely didn't hear the fire alarm going off. And they say this wasn't the first time that there's been a fire in that unit. It happened right up here on the second floor. You can see some of that damage here. Neighbors say they smashed out the windows trying to rescue the man inside. Now let's get you to that video from overnight. You see more than a dozen firefighters working to put that fire out. That call came in around 11:30. When firefighters got here, neighbors told them someone was still inside, so they made their way into the apartment and began searching. Firefighters found the man on the floor in his bedroom closet. They immediately began doing CPR, then took him to Southwest Memorial, but that man did not make it. Neighbors say they tried to save him, but those flames were just too much.
I got my fire extinguisher. I ran up there. I got one of the young kids to go up there because, you know, I'm too old for this. And he went up there and he started putting it out, and everybody came out with their fire extinguishers. And
now you can't help but feel for those neighbors this morning. Many of them not only losing a neighbor, a friend, but losing their homes as well. There's 4 units that were impacted by this fire, and the fire department says that arson is investigating what started it. Sending it back to you guys in the studio.
Janelle Ford, thank you very much. Breaking news now. Police found a 13-year-old girl 3 months after her parents were killed and she vanished. Doug is here with more on that story that is all over social media this morning. Doug.
That's right. This story all over Facebook and Twitter, shared 2,000 times from our page alone. 13-year-old Jamie Kloss was missing for 87 days. The Barron County Sheriff's Department in Wisconsin says she was found in a rural town about an hour from her home. A woman says she was walking her dog when Kloss came up, asked for help. The neighbor says the little girl was skinny, her hair matted, but she immediately recognized her. Kloss was taken to the hospital. About 10 minutes later, a suspect taken into custody, but we don't know much else at this time. The sheriff's office says they'll release more information at a press conference later this morning.
All right, Doug, thank you very much. Breaking overnight, our military confirming that the first American troops have started to withdraw now from Syria. Last month, the president promised to bring them home, saying that we've won the battle with ISIS. We don't know yet, though, when all of our troops will leave that country. A California police officer is killed in the line of duty, and it happened just 2 weeks after she was sworn onto the force. Somebody shot her as she worked a traffic accident in the town of Davis, which is near Sacramento, and her killer this morning is still on the run.
Your Rush Block continues now with the day's other stories, starting with the man arrested for injuring a 13-year-old girl in a drive-by shooting.
Deputies say the man in this truck opened fire on a trailer on Maylane Street near Aldine Westfield. The teenager was taken to the hospital. Hours later, someone spotted that truck and called 911. Deputies tracked the man and a female passenger down at a construction site. So far, no word on a motive. Larry Woodruff, the man accused of shooting and killing 7-year-old Jasmine Barnes, says he's innocent.
The attorney for the second suspect in the Jasmine Barnes murder case says there's no way that her client can get a fair trial in Houston. She's filed a motion for a change of venue, but prosecutors disagree.
Shutdown day 21. Hundreds of thousands of federal workers will miss their first paychecks today. Groups are now organizing financial support for workers and their families, while lawmakers and the president continue their standoff over border wall funding.
Tickets to this year's Rodeo Houston are on sale. George Strait, Cardi B, and Chris Stapleton tickets, though, are all sold out. Officials say there were issues with their ticketing system. They were forced to shut down one of their servers to prevent robots from buying up all of the tickets. That kicked out some people waiting online to buy.
And that is your Rush Block. Let us know what's happening in your world. Just tweet us using the hashtag HTownRush. 6:06 is the time, and the battle over the border wall just got more interesting for Texans.
Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick told President Trump that Texas could build part of that wall if D.C. is willing to repay the state.
Brandy's here to share what we know about it right now. Brandy?
Yeah, guys, the lieutenant governor was there to greet President Trump when he visited McAllen yesterday. And as the president considers declaring a national emergency to get the wall built, we've now learned that Patrick offered to do the job. His plan involves using money from the state border security budget for the project, get reimbursed from the feds. And this morning, we want to know, should Texas help the federal government build the border wall? Your options are yes, if we have to, or no, it's not our job. You can vote on KHOU.com/vote now or by using our mobile app. Now, some of you asked, where is that money really going to come from? Is Harvey recovery going to be used? And we're working on verifying that this morning. So there have been some reports like this one from Fox News that said the president asked the Army Corps of Engineers to look at ways to fund border security. Other reports have said specifically that it's tied to disaster relief. But Congressman Kevin Brady tweeted that he spoke directly with the White House and says those reports are absolutely not true. He says President Trump is committed to border security and won't back down until adequate money is secured. He says the president fully supports the Corps funding to help Harvey communities rebuild and prevent future flooding. Now, we've not been able to independently identify where that funding would come from if Texas built the border wall. So for now, we're going to leave it here in the middle column, but hopefully we'll get some clarity. I've been checking the president's Twitter account, also the White House, the press secretary, to see if there's any update on that, because there have been several reports that sources have said that the president has asked the Corps to look at the relief funding. Any unpaid money, any leftover money basically from those efforts would go toward building the wall. Right. But there's no independent confirmation of that on our end yet. Okay.
Nobody publicly willing to go out on a limb and say, this is what we're talking about doing.
Right, it's congressional aides or sources say, but
the way Verify works is we want to go directly to the source and get that answer for
Yeah.
you. And until we can, we won't say one way or the other.
Sometimes that's called a trial balloon. We've seen that before, right?
No?
They don't publicly say it. They just throw it out there and
Yeah.
see what kind of reaction it gets before somebody actually comes out on camera and admits to it.
Did he specifically say how much wall that he would? I know he said previously 200 miles is all we need, not the entire stretch of the Texas-Mexico border, but nothing specific on anything.
Not that I've seen overnight. No.
Okay. All right, Brandy, thank you very much.
Let's get it over to Cheetah right now for the one thing you need to know.
All right, we are dry and mostly dry throughout the day, but the one thing you need to know, overnight rain. So after 10 p.m. tonight through about 10 a.m. Saturday morning, scattered showers that you're seeing in west and central Texas right now, they will be impacting the area, Steph.
All right, Cheetah, thank you. One thing you need to know in traffic is that this 4-car accident in the upper Kirby area drummed up some big delays here. You can see a few lanes out of commission. These are the northbound lanes of the Southwest Freeway, and that's going to be at Edlow Street. A lot of people have opted for the frontage road. It's still moving very well. Or you can take Richmond Avenue or Bissonnet Street. Both good options for you as well. Back to you.
Thank you, Steph. American shoppers spent more than $850 billion this past holiday season, and that's the most in 6 years.
But it might not have been as great for retailers as we thought. Our Stephanie Whitfield connects the dots.
It turns out not everyone had a very Merry Christmas, and that could be bad news for your 401k. Let's connect the dots. Most experts expected this to be a really strong holiday season for stores. Unemployment is low, wages are on the way up, and gas is cheap. But Macy's and Kohl's just reported their numbers, and let's just say they weren't great. Sales were strong for Black Friday and Cyber Monday, but after that, they kind of petered out. Here's the problem. Markets often look to Macy's for insight into middle-class spending, and the poor performance has some wondering if consumers are really that confident. But some industry insiders say it might be a sign of something else. The trend to buy experiences instead of things. Think concert tickets or a trip. One retail group says 40% of shoppers bought experiences this year, which is a big increase. Either way, we know the 2018 holiday shopping season is an experience some stores would like to forget. Connecting the dots, Stephanie Whitfield for H-Town Rush.
It's 6:11 this morning. Okay, it's one of Houston's fastest growing neighborhoods, and we're heading down to the former home of Imperial Sugar Factory. It's this morning's Unzipped.
And we're heading into the second weekend of the NFL playoffs. The Texans are already out, so who are you rooting for now?
And it's now an iconic sign that makes us say TGI Houston. Art Chineduogu in studio this morning making his case for making that sign an official city landmark.